Hello, parents. Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Kevin Cordes, District Superintendent. I have with me again this week Trevor Walker, our Director of Technology, Food Service, and our Chief Business Officer. A couple of things to address this week for me. First, when we come back January 4th, we are planning to bring back our very first class at this point. It is a special day class for special education. It serves students in transitional kindergarten through sixth grade. It's about 10 kids, and they are students from both West Boron and Branch Elementary School. It's going to be housed in the new Bailey Elementary. It'll be the very first class that actually goes there. And later today, we plan to post, or this weekend, we'll post a video where we've shot some shots, some demonstrations of what it looks like for a student who will be attending that class. And the reason I bring this up is I just want everyone to know that what we are going to present is specific to this one class. Some of this, especially the safety protocols when it comes to wearing masks or spacing one another, things of that nature. Of course, those will always be the same, but there's some pretty specifics to that class due to the nature of the class and the students themselves and the age group that they are. So if you see something there in that video, it does not necessarily mean that it will apply as we move forward and bring more students on. I'll give you a quick example of that. For one, each of those students receives specialized transportation. It's door to door. Again, due to the nature of their educational disabilities, they receive door to door transportation. Well, as you well know, we don't do that for everyone. So there'll be a piece on how a video clips on how you get on and off of a van, for example. So things like that won't necessarily apply to everyone. But when you see other things like social distancing or masks, yes, those would. The class makeup itself, how desks are spread out, quite possibly will. But I want everyone to understand that the video we put out will be very, very specific to that class. Each of those parents of those students, every one of them is being contacted, and we have talked with them individually. Again, that's something that's very unique and specific to that class. And we're just grateful to be able to plan to bring back our very first group of students. How soon it is that we'll be able to bring others back will be determined by a number of factors, again, outside of our control. And we'll take a look at local data as we move forward. Just a reminder, it might seem a little strange to parents that as we read in the papers that counties are locking down, that the governor has different stay-at-home orders and things of that nature, that we have students that are coming to school. As a reminder, schools are able to decouple themselves from county data and the metrics that counties use, and are able to kind of stand on their own local metrics instead. And so as we move forward, that's what we look at. We're able to pull that data directly from the Kern County Health Department and find out exactly how many cases there are in our area that have been reported, and all the normal data that you can get related to COVID-19. And we move forward in a cautious, safe manner and trying to get students back as quickly but as safely as we possibly can. So want to express appreciation to each of you and your patience during this first semester. And thank you for your partnership as we've been doing this together in a way that has never been done before. That being said, every week there are comments that are brought up by parents related to the amount of work that comes in or the makeup of a class, maybe that a teacher or teachers cut out early and then assign work to be done independently and aren't accessible to the students during the class hour. I'm speaking about high school, I think they're more junior and senior high school students. But whatever the grade level, the teachers, the issues are, we've always asked in the past that you reach out to the teacher first, and if that is not working, to reach out to the principal, and then if you're unable to resolve any concerns, to reach out to me. I think we might have reached that point with some of you. So specifically to some of you parents who have reached out, let me say a couple of things. One, many of our staff members are parents as well and have students at school. I'm one of those people. My wife Allie and I have 3 kids in the district. So I always have a parent hat on and I have a superintendent hat on. And I have asked them to let me know specifically names of teachers at this point, if they have a concern. So I'm going to share that with you as well. If you are having a problem, a concern, an issue with a specific teacher and the amount of work, when I hear about students that are working into the night, into the evening, hours past the time that I said at the beginning of the year that we would keep kids from working past. If you've done all that I've asked you to do and you're still unable to come to a resolution, please do me a favor and let me know who they are. Because at this point, we have roughly 100 teachers, and just to make a blanket statement to everyone doesn't usually fix the concern. You need to have some individual conversations with people. So if you could, my cell phone number is 760-250-3210. The best thing that you could do is just text me the teacher name, if you wouldn't mind. It can be as simple as that. I don't need to know necessarily who you are or who your child is. If you want to share that information, go right ahead. A text would help me because it gives me a written record, a good reminder. And if you would do that, I would be happy to go and try to help fix these things that are happening. I mean, it's never been our intent that students would be working into the wee hours of the night. It's not. And I don't believe that would be the intent of our teachers either. But um, if that seems to be the case, I'm happy to look into it. And then if there seems to be a need for more information or a further conversation, I can always text you back and ask you if you'd like to have a phone call and maybe talk about things. The reason I'm asking for a text as well is I don't know how many people are going to reach out to me. And what happens is, as a superintendent, you can imagine how many salespeople try to call us and different people, and it's just a phone number. If I don't know the number, depending on the meeting I'm in or the circumstance I might be in at a moment, may not pick up the phone, and I'll let it go to voicemail to see who it is. Because maybe I don't feel like talking to a salesperson about buying something that we already own or don't need. So I don't want to ghost anybody. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm avoiding anyone. So a text message would be great for me. It lets me know that a specific name of an individual. Happy to go have a conversation. So with that, I'll turn it over to Trevor for some comments for this week. We plan to release another video next week and possibly another one during the break. I know we'll probably do one for the staff. If there's pertinent information for parents, we'll do another one, but quite possibly next week would be the last one for parents before we head off into the winter break. So hope that you have a great weekend and you're all staying safe. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Kevin. This week, just 2 quick things I'm going to touch on. The first is for those who have reached out for tech help. Last week, I've been prepping our budget, so I've been kind of off grid. I will be reaching out to those of you who have asked for some assistance on tech things. As I've said before, and I'll say again, if you're really struggling at home, feel free to send me an email. That's the easiest way to reach out to me, and I'll try and reach out. Some of you have called and left messages to the DO, and I'll still reach out to you that way as well. Email's real fast though. I can usually reply right away. Other thing, and we'll be posting this on our website and our Facebook, we are no longer required this year to collect the impact aid cards. If you're in the process of getting those out, you can just stop, and we don't have to do anything more. We're allowed this year to use last year's data, so we won't have to collect it. Next year and going forward, I'm sure we'll have to do it again, but at least for this year, we can just take a breather and not have to worry about it. One thing I do want to ask and encourage, however, if you have not already, please go ahead and make sure you've done a free and reduced application. The application's actually changed. Due to COVID, there's a special form we're now using. You can just hop on. It's even faster and easier than before. We also have staff calling for those who haven't filled it out yet. We're really trying to get to about to 100% this year, and that's what we've been recommended from state agencies, and we're being pushed is to make sure every family fills one out. That way, every family who qualifies will get those additional resources. And it's more than just free and reduced meals. There's other things for testing, additional state resources where if you're eligible, you have that option. One other thing is it's the first qualification on getting free internet through the district. We're submitting our next batch, so please make sure you get it in because here at the end of this month, we'll be submitting the next list of potentially eligible staff or parents. I'm sorry, of parents and families who are eligible for the free internet, and we need to make sure you're in the system and you're marked as free or reduced lunch. With that, wish you all a great weekend. As Kevin mentioned, we'll probably be coming with one more video next week, and probably one more just as we talk about second semester and some adjustments and changes and things we'll be doing. Have a good one. Talk to you later.